Manila was buzzing on a humid afternoon when a foreign travel influencer named Mark Dalton walked through a busy street in Makati, camera in hand. His channel was known for honest takes, though many viewers considered him sensationalistic. As he filmed vendors selling street food, students hurrying to class, and jeepneys roaring down the road, he suddenly made a smug comment to the camera. "People keep telling me Filipinos speak English well, but honestly, I haven't heard any real English here yet. It's all broken or slang or something." He laughed, thinking it was harmless. But it wasn't. Within hours, the clip was uploaded, edited, re-uploaded, and spread across every platform. Filipino students, teachers, call center agents, OFWs, nurses, writers, and everyday citizens flooded the comments. Some were angry, some disappointed, some sarcastic. A teacher wrote, "We literally teach English worldwide." An OFW commented, "We get hired internationally because of our English." A linguistics student added, "There is no single, real English. That's not how language works." But Mark didn't stop there. He doubled down with another clip, saying, "English in the Philippines isn't the same as real English in the US or UK. It's just a copy." That second clip detonated the internet. Filipino reactions ranged from outraged stitches and reaction videos to calm educational responses. Professors released explainers on Philippine English. TikTok duets flooded timelines. Call center workers demonstrated neutral American accents on camera. Students showed perfect grammar and advanced vocabulary. But critics of Filipinos also began using Mark's video as proof that Filipinos only spoke fake English. Suddenly, a stereotype that many thought was long gone resurfaced, threatening to belittle millions of people. Then, amid the noisy digital clash, a quiet but powerful voice stepped in, someone who rarely commented on viral drama, yet whose words could shake academic foundations. A Harvard professor had seen the video. Everything was about to change. Dr. Amelia Hart, a highly respected linguistics professor at Harvard University, was known for her research on world Englishes. She had spent years studying how different cultures shaped and evolved English into their own recognized varieties: Indian English, Singaporean English, Canadian English, and yes, Philippine English. While scrolling through her feed late at night, she stumbled on Mark Dalton's video. She watched it twice. Then she sighed. "Not this again," she muttered. She clicked the comments, thousands of Filipinos defending themselves intelligently, passionately. Hundreds of foreigners chiming in, some supportive, others misinformed. Misinformation was spreading fast. She knew how damaging one viral clip could be. So, she recorded a response on her office webcam. In a calm but firm voice, she said, "Philippine English is a legitimate, documented, academically recognized variety of English, not slang, not broken English, and certainly not fake English." She then held up a thick reference book. It is described in linguistic literature, taught in universities, and used by millions of competent speakers. English is not owned by any one country. It evolves wherever people use it. She expected a small reaction from educators. But within hours, her video hit 5 million views. Filipinos celebrated her defense, stitching her clip with messages of gratitude. Linguists worldwide shared her explanation. Even major news outlets quoted her. She became an unexpected hero of Filipino social media. Soon, Philippine universities reached out to her with invitations to give lectures, forums, and workshops. They wanted her voice, not only to correct misinformation but to empower Filipinos with academic truth. Dr. Hart accepted. Her visit became a national headline. Harvard professor to speak in Manila about Philippine English. And the world waited to see what she would reveal on Philippine soil. When Dr. Hart arrived in Manila, the warm welcome surprised her. Students held up banners. Teachers greeted her with flowers. News cameras followed her from the airport. Overnight, she had become an honorary voice for millions. Her first stop was a prestigious university in Quezon City. Inside a large classroom, she sat quietly in a corner as students were told. Just hold your usual discussion. Pretend she's not here. The students were nervous, at first. But when the debate topic was presented, the role of technology in global education, they forgot about the professor and dove into the discussion. Dr. Hart watched in awe. The students debated with articulate arguments, clear structure, and sophisticated vocabulary. One student referenced global studies. Another provided statistical evidence. A third quoted philosophers and educators from memory. Their accents varied, some neutral, some Filipino, but their fluency and command of language were undeniable. After an hour of listening, Dr. Hart finally stood up. The room fell silent. Then she spoke. You are all living proof of something many people don't understand. Your English isn't wrong. It isn't less. It isn't fake. She explained how languages evolve uniquely in every region. How English had become a global language with hundreds of legitimate variations. How dictionaries and linguistic bodies had already recorded Philippine English. Students listened as if hearing a truth they'd been denied their whole lives. The goal of language, Dr. Hart continued, is communication, and you communicate brilliantly. The features of your English are not mistakes, they're markers of identity and culture. The students erupted in applause. For the first time, they felt validated not just emotionally, but academically. A few days later, Dr. Hart appeared on a nationally televised forum titled, "The Truth About Philippine English." Scholars, educators, journalists, and students packed the hall. Millions watched the live stream. The host began. Professor Hart, is Philippine English real English? She smiled and replied. Let's start with this, there is no single, real English. The crowd murmured, the camera zoomed in. She pulled up slides showing the different English varieties worldwide, American, British, Australian, Nigerian, Singaporean, Malaysian, and more. Then, she clicked to the next slide. Philippine English, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, history. She explained in detail how Philippine English had its own standardized spelling and vocabulary. How it developed through education, media, and government. How major linguistics journals recognized it. How Filipinos had one of the largest English-speaking populations in the world. How call centers in the Philippines trained with world-class proficiency programs. The crowd reacted strongly, nodding, clapping, cheering. One of her most powerful lines came near the end. English does not belong to the British. It does not belong to Americans. It belongs to every community that uses it. That quote spread like wildfire online. Clips of the forum went viral internationally. Educators around the world shared it. Filipinos flooded the comments with pride. The narrative was changing, and the world was finally listening. Mark Dalton had been silent for days. As the internet roasted him, sponsors withdrew support. Followers demanded accountability. Even reaction channels tore apart his statements. But what hit him the hardest was Dr. Hart's video and live forum. He watched them both multiple times, realizing he had misunderstood the science of language and underestimated millions of people. Embarrassed, he decided to return to Manila to learn the truth directly. He requested a meeting with Filipino teachers, call center trainers, and students. Cameras captured him sitting in a classroom as Filipinos calmly explained language variation and demonstrated English proficiency. One call center agent performed a flawless neutral American accent. Another spoke in a crisp British one. A teacher discussed linguistic theory better than he could. Mark sat there, humbled. He finally addressed them. I thought I knew what English should sound like. But I was wrong. I didn't understand how language worked, and I didn't respect your culture. He recorded a new video in Manila, this time not as a critic, but as an apologetic learner. The video title read, "I was wrong about Filipinos, here's the truth." In it, he said, Filipinos don't just speak English. They master it. They teach it. They innovate it. The internet reacted differently this time. Filipinos appreciated the apology. International viewers learned something new. Linguists praised the educational impact of the whole incident. The story ended not with anger, but with understanding. A stereotype was shattered. A truth was revealed. And millions of Filipinos stood prouder than ever.